Welcome to the English Practice Podcast. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Sophie. Today, we're starting an exciting new series on how to improve your English listening skills in just 30 days.
Listening is one of the most challenging skills for learners, but it's also one of the most important.
With consistent practice and the right strategies, you can make real progress quickly.
In this series, we'll share daily tips, exercises, and motivation to help you understand English better.
We'll cover everything from choosing the right materials to overcoming common challenges.
Whether you're a beginner or intermediate learner, this series will help you boost your listening skills.
So get ready to listen better, understand more, and enjoy your English learning journey.
Let's get started and unlock the power of listening practice.
Part 1. Introduction and the Importance of Daily Listening Practice.
Hi, Sophie. Today, we're kicking off an exciting new series on how to improve your English listening skills in just 30 days.
Hi, Ryan. I'm really excited. Listening is such a difficult skill for many learners.
It definitely is, but with the right approach and consistent practice, big improvements are possible quickly.
So, what's the first step for learners who want to get better fast?
The foundation is daily exposure to English sounds, words, and rhythms. Even short daily sessions work wonders.
I usually listen to English music or podcasts while commuting, but sometimes I don't focus fully.
That's a common situation. The key is active listening, really paying attention to what you hear.
How can I practice active listening effectively?
Start with materials that interest you and match your level. Then listen carefully, trying to understand main ideas.
I like podcasts with stories or conversations. They keep me engaged.
Perfect. Also, don't worry about understanding every word at first. Focus on the overall meaning.
So I should listen for gist rather than every detail.
Exactly. Your brain will learn to fill in the gaps naturally over time.
What kinds of materials are best for daily practice?
A good mix: podcasts, news, interviews, movies, and even songs. Variety keeps learning interesting.
I sometimes watch TV shows with subtitles to help me understand better.
That's great. Use English subtitles first, then gradually try without them to challenge yourself.
What if I find some accents difficult to understand?
Listening to different English accents regularly helps your brain adapt. Try American, British, Australian accents.
That's helpful. I struggle with fast or unfamiliar accents.
Exposure to many accents prepares you for real-life conversations.
How long should daily listening practice last?
Aim for 20 to 30 minutes of focused listening each day. You can add passive listening during other activities too.
I can definitely find 20 minutes for focused practice.
Great. Repeat listening to the same material several times to catch details you missed before.
I've noticed I understand much better after a few listens.
Shadowing is also useful. Repeat aloud what you hear to improve your ear and speaking skills.
That helps with pronunciation and getting used to natural speed.
Exactly. Shadowing links listening with speaking and helps your fluency.
What if I don't know some words or phrases?
Try to guess meaning from context, then write down new words to learn later.
I keep a vocabulary notebook and review it regularly.
Fantastic habit. Increasing your vocabulary improves your ability to understand spoken English.
I also use flashcard apps to memorize words and phrases.
Perfect. Try to choose content related to your daily life and interests to keep motivated.
I like listening to interviews about travel and culture.
Before you listen, preview keywords or topics to prepare your brain.
That helps me follow the conversation better.
Finally, be patient and consistent. Progress happens over time with regular practice.
I'm ready to commit to daily listening practice for the next 30 days.
Awesome. In the next episode, we'll introduce a detailed 30-day listening challenge with daily tasks.
I'm excited to start. Thanks, Ryan. Thanks.
Part 2, the 30-day listening challenge. Daily activities and strategies.
Welcome back, Sophie. Today, we're going to introduce a 30-day listening challenge to help learners improve quickly.
Hi, Ryan. I love challenges. They keep me motivated and focused.
Great! The idea is to listen every day using a mix of passive and active listening activities.
Can you explain what passive and active listening mean?
Sure. Passive listening is when English plays in the background, like while cooking or commuting.
And active listening means focusing closely on what you hear, right?
Exactly. Both are important, but active listening builds comprehension faster.
What are some examples of active listening activities?
Listening to a podcast or news segment and then summarizing it in your own words is one.
That sounds like a great way to practice both listening and speaking.
Another is answering questions about the audio or writing down new vocabulary you hear.
I'll prepare a notebook to jot down new words and phrases during practice.
Some days try listening without subtitles, and on others use English subtitles for help.
Gradually removing subtitles helps train your brain to understand without aid.
Use short, manageable clips at first, 3 to 5 minutes. Then increase length as you improve.
That prevents feeling overwhelmed and builds confidence.
It's also helpful to shadow the audio. Repeat immediately after the speaker to practice pronunciation.
I enjoy shadowing. It makes me feel like I'm part of the conversation.
Remember to listen to different accents: American, British, Australian, and more.
That's so important. I want to get used to all kinds of English speakers.
Mix topics too: stories, news, interviews, documentaries, and casual conversations.
Variety keeps things interesting and builds a broader vocabulary.
Try to set a fixed time for your listening practice to build consistency.
I'll schedule mine every morning after breakfast.
Use apps and websites with a transcript to check your understanding after listening.
Reading the transcript helps me catch what I missed.
Some days, practice listening while doing other things to train your brain for real-life situations.
Like listening while walking or cleaning.
Exactly. Real life is full of distractions, so training your ear is key.
How can I stay motivated throughout the 30 days?
Track your progress with a calendar or checklist and reward yourself for milestones.
Seeing my streak grow encourages me to keep going.
Join online communities or study groups to share your progress and tips.
I'll look for language groups on social media to stay connected.
Remember, the goal is progress, not perfection. Some days will be harder, but keep going.
I'll remind myself that every day counts, even if it's just a little practice.
Excellent. Next time, we'll discuss common problems learners face in listening and how to solve them.
Can't wait. Thanks, Ryan.
Part 3, common listening problems and how to overcome them.
Welcome back, Sophie. Today, we're going to talk about common listening problems and how to overcome them.
Hi, Ryan. Listening is definitely one of the hardest skills for me. Sometimes I feel completely lost.
You're not alone. One big problem is trying to understand every single word.
Yes, I try to catch every word, but it makes listening very stressful.
Instead, focus on getting the general meaning first. Try to catch key words and the main idea.
So it's okay to miss some details at first?
Absolutely. Your brain will gradually fill in the gaps as you practice more.
That's reassuring. What else can cause problems?
Another issue is unfamiliar vocabulary.
I often hear words I don't know and get stuck.
Try to guess meaning from context instead of stopping to look up every new word.
That's hard sometimes, but I'll try to keep going without pausing.
Write down unknown words after listening and study them later.
I keep a notebook for new vocabulary and review it regularly.
Good. Speed is another challenge. Native speakers often talk fast.
I sometimes can't follow because they speak so quickly.
Start with slower content and gradually listen to faster speech. Use apps that slow down audio.
I didn't know some apps can slow down podcasts. That's helpful.
Background noise or poor audio quality also make listening difficult.
I struggle with low quality recordings.
Choose clear, good quality audio for practice, then gradually train yourself for different situations.
I'll pick better materials for my practice.
Anxiety or lack of confidence is another barrier.
Sometimes I freeze up and miss parts of the conversation.
Regular practice builds confidence. The more you listen, the easier it gets.
I'm trying to practice every day, even when I'm nervous.
Not understanding cultural references can also confuse learners.
I often don't get jokes or idioms in conversations.
Try to learn about culture through videos, articles, or friends. It helps make sense of language.
I'll watch videos about culture and slang to improve.
Some learners don't listen actively, they tune out or multitask too much.
I sometimes lose focus when listening.
Create a quiet study space and focus on the audio without distractions.
That will help me concentrate better.
Remember, persistence is key. Keep practicing despite challenges.
Thanks, Ryan. These tips make me feel more confident about listening practice.
You're doing great. In the next part, we'll share success stories and motivation tips.
Looking forward to it. See you next time.
Part 4. Success Stories and Motivation. Tips.
Welcome back, Sophie. Today, we're going to share inspiring success stories and motivation tips to help learners improve their listening skills.
Hi, Ryan. I love hearing success stories. They motivate me to keep going.
One learner, Maria, improved her listening drastically in 30 days by listening daily and practicing shadowing.
What exactly did she do?
She listened to short podcasts every day, repeated what she heard, and reviewed new words.
That sounds like a great plan.
Another learner, James, combined listening with speaking practice and found his confidence grew quickly.
Combining skills is smart.
Both of them stayed consistent and focused on daily practice.
Consistency really is the key.
To stay motivated, set small goals like understanding a podcast episode without subtitles.
That's a good idea. Achieving small goals feels great.
Celebrate your progress no matter how small to keep your spirits high.
I'll reward myself when I complete a week of daily listening.
Join online communities or study groups for support and encouragement.
I'll look for language learning groups online.
Keep your practice fun by choosing interesting topics and mixing different types of listening material.
I enjoy listening to travel stories and interviews.
Remember that patience is essential. Improvement takes time, but is worth it.
I'm ready to stay patient and keep working hard.
Thanks for sharing these tips, Ryan. I feel more motivated than ever.
You're welcome, Sophie. Keep practicing and you'll see results.
See you next time on the English Practice Podcast.
Bye, everyone. Keep improving your listening every day.
Part 5. Tools, Apps, and Resources for Effective Listening Practice.
Welcome back, Sophie. Today we're talking about the best tools and resources to improve your English listening skills.
Hi, Ryan. There are so many apps and websites. It's hard to know which ones to choose.
Exactly. Let's start with apps that use spaced repetition like Anki and Memrise to help you remember vocabulary from listening.
I use Anki for vocabulary, but not consistently enough.
Consistency is key. Set daily reminders to review new words you learn from listening practice.
I'll try setting notifications to keep on track.
For listening practice itself, apps like ListenWise and ESL Lab offer graded listening exercises.
I've heard ESL Lab has great beginner and intermediate level audio clips.
Yes, they provide comprehension questions and transcripts to check your understanding.
Transcripts are very helpful for following along and learning new phrases.
Podcasts like The English We Speak and 6 Minute English from the BBC are excellent for daily practice.
I listen to those during my commute. They're short and interesting.
YouTube channels like English Addict and Rachel's English help with listening and pronunciation.
I love videos that show mouth movements to improve my accent.
For real-world listening, watch movies and TV shows with subtitles first, then without subtitles.
I'll try switching off subtitles gradually to challenge myself.
Audiobooks are great too. Listening while reading the text can boost understanding.
I listen to audiobooks during exercise or chores. It's a great way to multitask.
Language exchange apps like HelloTalk or Tandem let you practice listening and speaking with native speakers.
I find chatting with native speakers fun and motivating.
Speechling and Elsa Speak give feedback on your pronunciation while you listen and repeat.
Feedback is essential for improvement. These apps sound helpful.
Try to use a combination of these tools for balanced practice: vocabulary, listening comprehension, and speaking.
Variety keeps learning interesting and effective.
Remember, no tool is magic. Consistent practice with tools you enjoy is what leads to progress.
I'll choose a few apps I like and stick with them daily.
Thanks for the great tips, Ryan. This will help me plan my practice better.
You're welcome, Sophie. Next time, we'll talk about tracking your progress and staying motivated.
Can't wait. See you next time.
Bye, everyone. Keep using great tools to improve your listening.
Part 6: Tracking Progress and Staying Motivated.
Welcome back, Sophie. Today we're going to talk about tracking your progress and staying motivated during your listening practice.
Hi, Ryan. Sometimes I struggle to see my progress, which make me lose motivation.
That's a common feeling. Tracking progress helps you see how far you've come and keeps you encouraged.
What are some simple ways to track progress?
One way is to keep a learning journal. Write down what you practiced each day and any new words you learned.
I can do that. Writing helps me remember new vocabulary and track improvements.
Recording yourself speaking or summarizing podcasts monthly is another great way to notice progress.
Listening to my recordings will show me how my understanding and pronunciation improve.
Many apps have built-in progress trackers and quizzes that show your improvements over time.
I like using apps like Duolingo for that because it shows my streak and progress.
Setting measurable goals, like understanding a whole podcast episode without subtitles, also helps.
I'll set small goals each week to stay motivated and focused.
Celebrate every milestone, even small ones, with rewards or sharing your success with friends.
That sounds fun. I'll treat myself when I complete a week of daily listening.
Joining online communities for support and sharing progress motivates many learners.
I'll look for English learning groups on social media to stay connected.
Reflect on your learning journey regularly to appreciate your growth and adjust your methods if needed.
Sometimes I forget to celebrate and just focus on what's left to learn.
It's important to balance ambition with patience. Progress may seem slow, but it's happening.
I'll remind myself to be patient and enjoy the process.
Keeping a positive mindset and believing in your ability is key to staying motivated.
Positive thinking helps me push through difficult days.
Consistent practice, tracking, and motivation create a powerful cycle of improvement.
Thanks, Ryan. These tips will keep me motivated throughout the 30 days.
You're doing great, Sophie. Keep focusing on your goals and enjoy the learning journey.
I will. Looking forward to our final episode.
Next time, we'll wrap up with final advice and encouragement to keep improving beyond 30 days.
I'm excited for that. See you soon.
Part 7. Final advice and encouragement to keep improving.
Welcome back, Sophie. Today, we're wrapping up our series with some final advice and encouragement to keep improving your listening skills.
Hi, Ryan. I feel like I've learned so much. I'm ready to keep practicing and improving.
That's wonderful. The key takeaway is that learning English is a lifelong journey, and listening practice should be a part of your daily life.
I want to make listening a daily habit, even after this 30-day challenge ends.
Consistency is the secret to success. Keep setting new goals as you progress.
Like aiming to understand more difficult podcasts or conversations.
Exactly. Challenge yourself gradually to keep growing.
I'll push myself, but also be patient and kind to myself.
Remember to keep your practice enjoyable. Choose topics and formats you love.
I love stories, interviews, and even funny videos. It makes learning fun.
Keep mixing different accents and topics to stay flexible and ready for real-life English.
That's helped me a lot already, and I'll continue.
Don't be afraid to make mistakes or miss words. Focus on understanding the message and keep practicing.
I've learned mistakes are part of the process and help me improve faster.
Use all the tools, apps, and communities available to support your learning.
I'll keep exploring new resources and stay connected with other learners.
Celebrate your progress regularly to stay motivated and confident.
I plan to keep journaling and recording myself to track improvement.
And most importantly, never give up. Learning a language is challenging but very rewarding.
Thank you, Ryan, for guiding me through this journey.
You're very welcome, Sophie. Keep practicing, and your listening skills will keep improving.
To all our listeners, stay consistent, stay motivated, and enjoy your English journey.
Thanks for joining us on the English Practice Podcast. We'll see you in the next series.
Goodbye, everyone. Keep listening, keep learning.